Hi there, this is Jennifer Hough of the 12 Days of Good Gone Viral. What? So, what we're doing in this world, as you guys know, is we are featuring some people that are just so special in my life, including Miss Lori Woodley, the genius that we're about to speak with. Very blessed, truly. I mean this, blessed to know people that just were at a phase in their life or were just are wired that way, or maybe one day it just came out their mouth that they said yes, but what was the end result is pretty extraordinary. And I wanted to bring them to you so that you know that you're not alone, that your average normal person like me, like Lori, like you, just it can do about anything to make a difference in the world. I mean, who wants to wait for leaders? We are the ones, right?
Absolutely.
Hashtag we are the ones. So, so you guys, I want to introduce to you my friend Lori Woodley. She lives out in California. And Lori, what's your background before you started doing the trainings that you do now?
My background, and thank you, Jennifer. It is such a gift and a blessing to be on your show and to be here with your audience, to be a part of your world.
Mm.
My background is school counseling. I was a school counselor for 28 years and about 10 years ago decided I need to do something much bigger than just on my one campus.
Yep. Yeah. And then you started doing what?
Then I started an organization called All It Takes, where
Mhm.
we were working with youth and youth leadership and youth development. My passion is that our youth grow up with the capacity to take on their lives in emotionally healthy, physically healthy, dream driven ways. And the world's not going to do that for them. I want them to take it on so that they have the skill set to do it for themselves.
So, in other words, it's the teaching one to fish rather than giving
Totally.
them fish. Yeah.
Oh yeah, kids are always like, "Tell me what to do." I'm like, "I can't tell you what to do. It's your world." What? I make it actually a little harder for them, but the other side of accomplishing something ourselves
Yep.
is bliss, right?
It's so good. It's so
Mhm.
good. Yeah. My dad did a lot of that when I was growing up, as a matter of fact. And I remember at the time being really resentful, like, none of my friends have to work so hard to get to, blah, 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 X. And I
Yeah. Oh,
thought,
yeah.
yeah, and now I'm just, wow, that was actually magical. You probably were so uncomfortable with me really disliking it at the time, and every once in a while actually disliking my dad at the time. So,
Yeah. Oh, I
yeah.
remember being the mom who wouldn't do the projects for my kids so that they would look prettier in school.
Mm.
And sometimes, there's a parental hit for that because other kids' parents would. And it's not an easy thing to navigate.
No, it isn't.
Mm-mm.
And it's kind of where we're at. It's like it's in the Agents of Awakening, it's about doing the uncomfortable sometimes. So the theme for today is all about our children and our teachers. And, we're launching Agents of Awakening in the middle of COVID. And I know that given your connections, and I want everyone to really hear Lori as she explains what happened to launch a little project that happened. It was a lot of effort, but boy, did it happen magically, right, Lori?
Oh, everything great happens magically, right?
Yeah, totally.
Lands in our lap when we're willing to say yes to it. Yeah. So
So what happened?
in the middle of a pandemic last June, June 3rd,
Hmm.
I received a text from a local school district that we work with from their director of curriculum and instruction. And she asked me, please make a film on trauma. Our teachers, especially now, will never really understand the impact if
Mm,
it's not public education, if they have to pay to go to a workshop.
yep.
They need to understand for themselves and for the students they serve. And I didn't know how to make a film. I have a kid in the industry, but I didn't know how to do that.
Yep.
But I said yes. And we created a phenomenal piece of work, a docu-training in 2.5 months, because I surrounded myself with people who did know how to do that,
Yes.
and they said yes.
That's a world record, by the way, if anyone knows anything about making a training, docu training, like forget about it. And it wasn't just it wasn't like you did it for you and you kept it to yourself. You actually asked all of us to share it out into the world through our channels, through our media. We have lots of mutual friends. I mean, you had it going viral pretty quickly, right?
Well, concept June 3rd, launch September 21, and like current reach through the users and people who watch the film and the youth that they serve,
Mhm.
our current reach is 26 countries, 45 states, and just under 2 million kids.
Right.
It's been 3 months.
And let me just ask, did like you got multi-millions of dollars for doing that, didn't you?
No funding.
Right. Isn't it amazing?
No funding. Not
What?
no funding. Still.
So I got to tell you, so you know this. I mean, you and I have, I'm not going to be coy and talk about something that we haven't talked about off camera, but and pretend like it didn't happen. But I told you prior to this interview that, my uncle was a uh, prime minister of a school. He he's the principal of a school.
Hey, it's kind of like being a prime minister.
It is kind of
Big
like
job.
that. He like people still know his name. Like he made a huge difference. And his two of his daughters were both teachers, incredible teachers. They are well loved. One of them works in a challenging district. The other one moved her way up and was in the she just retired, but she was in the Toronto School Board. And then my mother was a teacher, which in yeah, I know. My mom was a teacher. She started in Montreal and then she moved to the Toronto area. And ugh, ugh, just no words. No
Yeah.
words.
No
So I have
words.
such deep appreciation for what they're doing right now. Um
We
how
call them they're the other frontline workers.
Yeah, they are the front line. They
Yeah, it's just a
absolutely are.
different it's a different arena of work, but they are our frontline workers every single day, and they hold the future of our planet in their very hands. In
Ugh,
every word they say, they literally are sculpting all of our future. Uh, Educators across the planet are sculpting, cultivating our future.
ugh. It
They
has
have the next most important impact on our kids
mhm.
besides parents.
It has so much more impact given where our world, the world, this country of United States, but the world at large is at right now. Just
Yeah.
this wonderful catalyzed moment where the world could be different. And the fact that they're stepping up in such challenging times is a real testament to human spirit, I think.
Yeah.
So what a gift you created. So where can people find that movie, Lori? Because they're going to want to go and look at it and absolutely share it with their teacher friends and with students and all that kind of stuff. So can you tell them where to find it?
You can find the film's called A Trusted Space Redirecting Grief to Growth, because I'm all about pain happens. What do we do to move to the other side of it? Let's grow
Right.
from it and through it and for and from it. And so, A Trusted Space Redirecting Grief to Growth can be found at allittakes.org. That's the organization that created the film.
Mhm.
And it's free to anybody to sign in and watch or to
Yep.
share.
Yep.
We have lots of people say every person who cares about kids, whether you're a teacher or not, should watch this film.
Hmm. Yeah. I sent it to all of those people I just mentioned, including my mom. So super
I'd
cool.
love to know what they think when they see it.
Absolutely. Well, I know they've all watched it because they all said, thanks for sharing this with me, but I will absolutely get them to share on your page, etc. And everyone who's watching, how could they let you know, Lori, what it was like for that? Well, first of all, this is my ask. Let
Yeah.
us know below in the comments what, and tag Lori. She's part of this page. So tag Lori and let her know what you thought. And that way you'll have all of the comments right here. You can
Right.
use
That'd
them
be
to your
great.
heart's
I
degree.
really care about what people think because we can elevate what we're doing next based
Yes.
on feedback.
Yes, indeed. So now I want to make sure that I get through all of the questions before our time is up. And these are the questions that pseudo question, about the same questions. I morphed them a little bit for everybody, but they're about the same questions. Do you think there's hope right now, given what we're going through and given how everyone feels so overwhelmed? Do you feel like there's hope?
I think the only thing I can feel is that there's hope and there's healing and possibility and potential live in every one of us. And that's the only way we can look into the future. So, yes, there's hope. In every breath we take, there's hope.
And I know that's part of the reason why you did, like, why spend time doing a movie like that unless you believe it, right?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, we're never going to be fully expressed in ways that other people can feel it like people feel this film
Yeah.
if if our essence isn't behind it.
Are you just someone that magically waves a wand and everything happens and you just say yes to everything? Or are you a normal human like the rest of us where it's like,
Remember, 28 years as a public school counselor, like
right.
I'm an everyday human woman, mom, worker,
But
you
then
know.
what do you think is why did you say yes to this like you've never done anything like this? I just want everyone to know that, and this is not everyone who's listening right now. This is not about listening to the conversation like this is what you should do. You should be saying yes to things. No. No, you listen to your instincts, but sometimes people talk themselves out of the yes.
Mhm.
And so what kind of catalyzed you to say yes this time to something so crazy that you never, like, you made a movie, something so crazy you never did before?
I said yes because I could feel the need and I refused to let obstacles get in my way. Like, I didn't know how to do it, but I knew I could figure it out. And
Mhm.
so, and that was some of the feedback we get. How'd you do this so fast? Well, we did it so fast. We didn't get caught up in any red tape. We didn't get caught up in permissions. We just said, this has to happen. And we did it. And I say we because I certainly got a team together who, like me, gave up their summer to do this film in service. Um, but we just have to say yes to the things that matter. And
I
I
can't,
knew I knew it was gonna matter.
I can't wait till people see the film, Lori, honestly. I can't wait till they see what you did when you didn't know what you were doing. And of
Yeah,
course it was a team, but I think that's part of it, right? When we
yeah,
get inspired to do something in the world, to be an agent of awakening, to be the one, um, what happens is you just I was going to say we just find a way, but don't you think the way finds you when you say yes?
it found me before it ever happened.
What do you
Like,
mean?
all of the steps, all of the pieces and the stepping stones got put into place for several months prior to this even
Wow.
becoming something that came to my phone. I knew who to call. Prior to February, I wouldn't even have known who to call.
Yeah.
Like, it all lined up so that I could say yes and that all of the pieces would be able to move forward.
And it's just like this project for me. I mean, everyone was right there. I mean, I contacted you today to do the interview, and you're like, yeah, sure. And
Exactly.
I'm like I said. So, okay, girlfriend. So
Mhm.
this is the part that's important because Agents of Awakening and this heaven on earth construction crew that we're speaking to right now, speaking with, having a conversation about and with,
Yeah.
there are things that they can do there are things that they can do in a day that can take less than 20 minutes. And I was sharing with you something that I had a dream 2 nights ago of my teachers. It was so weird. And I didn't know I was going to be talking to you today. So I had a dream of my teachers, and I won't tell anything more. And then you and I were until you share with us what two things are that anyone can do in less than 20 minutes to be a contribution, to be on the Heaven on Earth construction crew today, like right now. So what were the two that you and I talked about?
Well, one of them is think about the educator, the teacher who made a significant difference for you, who you look back and go, in that pivotal moment, in that one sentence that teacher said, in that one like hug or belief in me that I felt deeply, everything changed for me. Go find
Mm.
them. Tell them thank you. Tell them why what they did that they won't even remember.
Yeah.
And when you do that, think about how important it is to hear that from others
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
you and whatever your career has been. When
Yeah.
somebody reaches out and says, wow, you made a difference when you said this, when you did this, and you won't even remember me. This was 25 years ago. They don't have to remember you
Hmm.
to feel important and seen and noticed. And that is what creates powerful, positive movement forward.
I love it. I love it so much. And my dream was that I got a picture of Mr. Solomon, and then I got a picture of Dr. Koja, who, oh my God, that guy was a laugh riot. But he was a physics teacher, so you can imagine that meant a lot to me. I wrote a note. I wrote a little note to his family, who he had passed in recent years, and I loved that guy. He was formative to what I do now for a living, and nobody had any clue. So makes me a little of a clump just to think about this right now. Actually, it's just like, so remember, you guys, when you do these acts, when you actually take these on as an agent of awakening, as a member of the Heaven on Earth construction crew, make sure you maybe find a picture in your yearbook of the person, or you take a picture of yourself on the phone, or you write a card and you take a picture of the card and send it to them directly to the school, or whatever it is, and then you post it on this page as a post, or you share it on your own page and share it with us, doesn't matter which way.
Mhm.
And then when you do that, put hashtag good gone viral, and tag two people. Tell your teacher too where you're posting the news about what you're doing. This is all about being a reporter for good. Imagine this page is like being a reporter for good things. That
Yeah.
this is like your good news channel, and we get to have it go viral. And when people start being vigilant more for the good, what happens is, oddly, more good starts to show up. Your mood changes,
Mhm.
and depending on how many people you share it with, and we share it with, as it goes more and more viral, I mean, the whole world starts to change around you. So
Yeah, and Jennifer, I just want to share really fast, like
please.
as you think about this and you hear it and your brain starts to say, I don't know how to find them. It's been so long. They might not be alive, like the story you
Yep.
just said.
Yep.
Just say yes, anyways. That was
Yeah.
the other thing we talked about. Just
Yeah.
say yes and
Yep.
then find them. And if you don't find them, find someone else.
Yep.
Let your neighbor know
Or
what
a
it meant to
mentor.
you, a
Yeah.
mentor, your neighbor.
Yeah.
Let someone know how
Yep.
your life is better because of them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
Tied
putting
to the
me.
film, it's educators. But if you don't find your educators, find someone else
Yeah.
and say, my life is better because you said this to me. You did this for me. That matters.
P.S. I did that yesterday too. I actually, this one is going to make me cry. One of the women who I think Dr. Teralyn Avery Curry. Do you know her?
I don't.
Okay, well, you'll know her. Um, I don't want to give away too much, but she just had something really crazy happen. And she's a pastor at a church, and something not so good happened at the church.
Mm.
And so I just thought, it just came over me. I have to let her know what she means to me. So I think she said what I said became part of her sermon for tomorrow. So
Of
super
course
cool.
it did. That's relationships.
Yep.
That's how we build trust, which is how we build community, which is how we build change.
Yeah.
And thank you, Jennifer, for sharing that and for sharing with her, because now she'll share with her congregation, and
Oh
her
yeah.
congregation will all grow from that interaction. That's the ripple. I believe in the
Yeah.
ripple. And
Yeah.
that's why you said good goes viral. The ripple causes the viral.
Yeah.
Everything is contagious. What kind of contagion are we going to be? That's a
Well,
question I ask myself.
well, thank you for causing this contagion about appreciating our teachers and having an effect on, powerfully having an effect on our children, and just letting them know that they're thought of. And I want you guys to know that also, obviously, Lori has a day job, and what she does, which is hopefully pretty self-evident at this point, is that she's a genius trainer, teacher, empowerer of people that lead, and also she does amazing things with children as well. So you can find out more about that. Where can they go to find out about you, Miss Thing?
Just allittakes.org, the
Okay,
one
cool,
place,
cool.
and it'll kind of direct. Yeah,
All
just
right,
see what we're doing there.
cool,
Because
cool.
all it takes is you.
Yes. Yay! Hashtag all it takes. So, you guys, Lori, are there any final words that you'd like to say, as we're really coming into 2021, which is catalyzed by the most crazy few years. Um, I mean, it really, the two words I hear the most right now are it's time. It's just time. It's enough. It's time. So what are your final words for people as we move into this new um new age, I suppose.
Don't wait. Do it right now.
Mhm.
Tell somebody you care.
Mhm.
And I think of the round to it. That whole I'll get around to it.
Mhm.
We learned a lot this last year. A
Yeah.
lot of us have already suffered from that in losing people and going, I
Oh
wish I
yeah.
had. We
Mhm.
saw so much more of that this year than
Yep.
anyone has ever seen before in our lifetimes.
Yep.
Don't wait. Don't get around to it. Do it now. Say yes. And go
Yay.
make someone smile.
Yay. Thank you, buddy. And
Yes.
Lori, will you come and play on Agents of Awakening and share some of the extraordinary people that you know that are doing cool things out in the world, and
Sure.
tag a couple of people so we can all play together?
I would love to. Thank you for the invitation.
Ah, and we would love to have you here. I mean, who doesn't want to play with you? Come on. So,
Kind of fun.
everybody, this has been Agents of Awakening, day number 2, all about the empowerers of your children who are doing this extraordinary job, just shifting gears, and God bless, God bless, God bless. And so, everyone, can't wait for tomorrow. I'm really excited to share our next person. But for right now, in this moment, I am just feeling the ridiculous blessing of my connection with my dear friend, Lori Woodley, who's out in the world saying yes. So thank you, Lori.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Love you, everyone. Till tomorrow.